Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Practical and Healing Applications of A Course in Miracles with me, annarebeccaquinn. Thank you for joining this broadcast. And I'm Anna, and what I do in these classes is I teach from A Course in Miracles. This is a Course in Miracles class. I've been a Course in Miracles teacher now for going on 40 years. And this is my passion, and I teach A Course in Miracles because it works, and they don't call it A Course in Miracles for nothing. That's why A Course in Miracles has compelled my attention and devotion for 40 years, because it works, and there's nothing like it that produces the amount and frequency of miracles in one's life like A Course in Miracles does. Not that I've experienced, and I've been around as a holistic psychotherapist. I've been around a lot of healing therapy, spiritual modalities, a lot. And A Course in Miracles has stood the test of time. And I have a profound passion for A Course in Miracles. And as we go through this, you will see why. So I'm going to where we are at. I'm going to go to where we're at in the book. And the way that I came up with today's class is I said the random number generator prayer, where I give the class to spirit, I give my body to spirit, and I say, choose for us. You know what everybody who's watching this at any time they're watching it needs to hear along with me more than I do. There's no way I could know. And so then I put in the 3 books of the Course in Miracles, and it picked out the Teacher's Manual, which is the last book in the Course in Miracles curriculum. And then I put in the 29 sections in the Teacher's Manual, and this is the section that it picked up, that it pulled forth for us. So I didn't choose the section, Spirit chose the section, and I hope that it's helpful. All right. So where we're going to be today is the Teacher's Manual, question number 7. How many teachers of God are needed to save the world? Thank you. Thank you, Naya, very much for that. All right. Let's see if I can find, let me see. I love it. Thank you, Naya, for doing that. All right. Here we go. Okay, there we go. All right. Thank you, Naya, for reminding me I needed to turn on my Facebook. So thank you very much. All right. So, okay. Hi, Irene. Lovely to see you. And can you guys see me okay and hear me okay? Is the volume all right? Can you see me okay? I see I'm flooded with the setting sunlight coming through the window here. So, anyway, so where we're going to be, as you can see, is Teacher's Manual. And by the way, the Teacher's Manual is the last book. I'm going to grab the book here. This is the Foundation for Inner Peace version, of course. This is the edited version. But there are other versions, and but that's what A Course in Miracles looks like, in case you're not familiar with A Course in Miracles. The Course in Miracles is a curriculum. It's a self-study curriculum that a lot of people find helpful to study with somebody who's been going through it. Thank you, Irene, for a while. The purpose of A Course in Miracles is peace of mind. That's the purpose of A Course in Miracles. It's not a religion. There's no centralized teacher. It's just a self-study curriculum whose purpose is for us to find and keep peace of mind. Because when you got peace of mind, you have it all, right? When you have peace of mind, everything works out for good. Everything is easier. So that's what A Course in Miracles is about. It's about peace of mind through the practice of forgiveness, which really just means correct perception. That's what A Course in Miracles is about. Okay. All right. So, in the premise, one of the starting premises of A Course in Miracles is that we were created by God, And God is pure, unconditional love. That's what God is. Pure, unconditional love. Not judging, not jealous, not possessive, not demanding, not commanding, but pure, unconditional love. That's what God is. So, not the definition of God we learned from the past, but that we were created by God. We did not create ourselves, thank God. If we did, we'd be screwed. That we were created by God. God is unconditional love, and that God created us just like God is unconditional love. God is love, and God created us just like God, which means we are also unconditional love. And that's all we are. That's all we ever have been. That's all we ever will be. And everything else is just a dream that we are dreaming, right? Everything that tells us that we are these separate bodies that die and that sin and suffer and born and die, that's just a dream that we are dreaming. That's what the Course in Miracles says. So the Course in Miracles also tells us that we suffer because we don't know the truth about ourselves. If you knew who created you and how God created you to be, there would be no suffering possible. Says so that what we're suffering from is a lack of awareness of the truth about who we are. You've heard that saying, know the truth and the truth shall set you free. That is what A Course in Miracles teaches, that when you know the truth about yourself, then you are set free from all suffering. That's what A Course in Miracles says. And A Course in Miracles is just on every single page, just telling you the truth about yourself that you have forgotten, that now you are suffering because of, right? And so the Course in Miracles is telling you on every page you are only love, and everything else is just something you learned that wasn't true. And the Course in Miracles is telling us that you are innocent. Your nature is innocence. Your nature is guiltlessness. That's your nature. That's the truth about you, right? The Course in Miracles tells us that we are not our bodies, that we are a spirit, that we're deathless and timeless, and the body cannot contain who we are, right? We're not limited to abide this body. Course in Miracles tells us to tell ourselves all the time, I'm as God created me. I am not a body. I am free. I am as God created me. God created me free. God did not create me limited to, stuck in this body that suffers and dies, right? That the body was an idea that we collectively came up with through the ego, right? And what's the ego? The ego is the part of us that rejected God and wanted to have some experience that would be the opposite of God. The Course in Miracles says that's a tiny mad idea that we had long time ago before our memories began. That we had this crazy mad idea like, oh, it's so great here with God, being all one and having no needs and no lack and no death and only the love of God forever, and some crazy, mad, insane idea crossed our mind that said something like, well, maybe there's something more than that. Maybe I could have something just for me. And it says in that moment, it says when we forgot to laugh at that tiny, crazy, mad idea, when we forgot to laugh at it, how could you have more than everything? How could having something less than everything make me happy? At the moment we forgot to laugh at that, then this dream of separation, death, and lack and loss seemed very real, and we went to sleep. That's how it all started. All right. Okay, great. So the section we're in the teacher's manual. Question number 12. How many teachers of love are needed to save the world? It almost sounds like the beginning of a joke. But the question here is, how many teachers of love are needed to save the world? So we are going to talk about, how you save a world. The Course in Miracles says, you're the light of the world. Oh, you're the saviors of the world. The world is saved through us. Like, okay, well, how do you save a world? I think that I think that's going to be the new title. I'm going to title this: How do you save your world? Okay, so it's going to talk about how many of us are needed to save the world, and it's going to talk about how we save the world. Isn't that amazing? You know, you hear things like, "You, I'm the light of the world. We are the ones we've been looking for." That's all well and good, but what in the world does that mean? How do you save your world? Now, it's obvious that our world needs saving, correct? So obvious that our world is in need of saving because our world is not at peace. Our world has been at war as long as our human memory, uh, as long as our human memory goes back. Our world has been at war. Our world has been being torn by the winds of hate for very, as long as we remember. We don't remember a time when our world was not being torn by winds of hate. We don't remember that, right? But, and so that's why our world is in need of saving. Our world needs peace. And the Course in Miracles says that, remember, you came here to bring the peace of God into this world. That is what this world needs. And that's what we're here to do, right? If you are somebody who has said, I want to take my part in the healing of humanity. I want to. I see that our world is suffering and I want to be part of the solution here. Okay. That means you are somebody who has come here to the world at this time to bring the peace of God into this world. And there's no higher purpose, there's no holier purpose. And once you accept and remember why you're here, then the entire universe, all of creation, will support you in your mission, right? It's a way to go on cosmic scholarship. When you say to the universe, hey, universe, I want to help bring the peace of God into the world because God needs it, right? Then the universe goes, great. We share a purpose and we're on the same page. And so now you go on cosmic scholarship, right? Whatever you need to do to fulfill that function of bringing the peace of God into the world, the universe helps you to do it. So that's what I like. I like being on cosmic scholarship. It's fulfilling. The Course in Miracles says it's your one true vocation is bringing the peace of God into this world, right? And it's a job, it's a function that has the best benefit package of any job, any function, any vocation, anywhere, right? When you say, I'm willing to take my part in the saving of this world, then the universe goes, wonderful, we got your back, because that's what we want too. You know, when God, who is only love, only wants that God's creation be happy. That's it. I know that's not what we learned about God, but that's what Course in Miracles is telling us. God wants God's creation saved, healed, be made happy again. And anybody who says, universe, I want to help you in your function. I want to help the world be a happier place. I want to help peace come into this world. I want to help people be happy. Then the universe is like, great, now we're on the same team. I got your back. And so whatever you need to stay here, your real needs and foolish needs, they'll be provided. It's the most miraculous thing. So try it out. Try it out and see what happens. Next time you're feeling unsupported or not knowing what to do or feeling alone or feeling purposeless, join your efforts. Say to the universe, I want to take my part in the healing of the world. I want to take my part in the saving of the world. What is that part, universe? I want to do that. Okay. And then see what happens after that. Okay, and then report back to me. Okay, I love it. Nice says, I love living cosmic scholarship. Yes, yes. And you're doing it so beautifully, my dear. So beautifully. I'm a witness. Okay. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Shahira. Hi, Jean. Lovely to see you guys. I love seeing your names and feeling your beautiful presence here in the broadcast today. All right. Everybody here, I know, and I know that you are teachers of love and you are here to save the world. I know you personally, so I know that's true. All right. So I'm in good company here. Okay, here we go. How many of us are needed to save the world? Well, the answer to this question is one. One holy, perfect teacher. What's a perfect teacher? One perfect teacher. That's a teacher whose learning is complete suffices. That's all. All it takes is one of us, right? So now, so all it takes is one of us. But until one of us truly completes our learning, then there's a lot then the universe needs a lot of us. It goes on to say. All right. So it only takes one, but until that one has accepted their learning completely, then we are all needed. Okay. Now, this one teacher whose learning is complete, this one teacher becomes the self who is the child of God. So when your learning becomes complete, then all you are is the self that God created you to be and nothing else. That's what it means to really learn. That's what it means to have your learning be complete. You know, you've accepted the way you are, the way you were created to be, and you don't see yourself as anything else. You don't see yourself as your ego. You don't see yourself as separate. You don't see yourself as your body. You don't see yourself as mortal. You don't see yourself as guilty. You only see yourself as the way you were created to be and nothing else. That's the goal of all learning. And that's what it means when your learning is complete. You don't need to learn anymore. And the Course in Miracles was the first thing that ever said, learning's not supposed to last forever. Right? Not supposed to be a learner forever. You're supposed to learn and then go on to do what's beyond learning, which is creating. You were created to create. You were created to be a creator. God, who created us to be like God is, which is a creator that creates, has limitless power to create, a limitless power creator. Now, wow, not a learner, not a repairer. So the goal here is to learn and learn it completely so that you can go on to being the creator that you were created to be. Right. Okay. We weren't created to be learners forever. Right. Okay. Shahira says, I guess I was bored with that piece. I know. And still to this day, I catch myself being bored with peace and then realize, oh yeah, oh yeah, peace is awesome. Peace is what I want. And then but I'm also experiencing that peace is not boring. Peace is like where it's at. Peace is very fulfilling. All right. Okay, beautiful. And then Irene says, I want to take part in the healing of the world. All right. Yeah, isn't it wonderful to be reminded that you have a part to play in the saving of the world? And the Course in Miracles tells us you do have a part to play in the healing of the world. God gave you one. You wanted one. God gave you one. And the whole plan for the healing of the world is not complete until you take your part in the healing of the world. And how do you take your part in the healing of the world? You say, I want it. God, you made a part for me to play in the healing of the world, and that part isn't complete until I take it. What is it? I want it. That's how you do it. That's how it starts, and God, hearing God's child say they want to take their part in the healing of the world, God doesn't waste a minute. God don't waste any time in saying, right on, here's the part that I made just for you. And it's a part that entails no sacrifice at all on your part in saving the world. is a part that you are happy to do. It makes you happy to do. It's not a sacrifice to do. You would do it without even being paid. That's how you know it's your part. It's like, man, like Course in Miracles. I would teach Course in Miracles if I never made a dime, which obvious, but that's how I know that Course in Miracles is my part. I would do it whether I got one dime or one drop of acknowledgement or whatever, because it makes me happy, right? And your part in the healing of the world, which was made specifically for you and what makes you happy, is something that makes you happy to do. There's no sacrifice to do, and you do it whether anybody was watching or whether anybody was paying you or not. That's how you can recognize the part that God has made for you in the healing of the world. And if you are not experiencing yourself as fulfilled, it can only be because you haven't accepted, you haven't asked for and accepted your special, unique part in saving the world, bringing peace into the world. That's what it's really about. Saving the world is not, putting on a superhero costume and taking on all the super villains of the world. Taking your part and saving the world is just bringing the peace of God into this world, making sure that the love and the peace of God is here in this world. And what does the world need more than that? Okay, so we're going to talk about how do you save the world? How do you take your part in the healing of the world? All right. Hi, Demi. Lovely to see you. All right. So, and you can see where we are at. And then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that the algorithm sees that this content is important and shares it to more people. And what could be more important to this world at this time than this particular content? I mean, this particular content is in, let me remember that my function is to bring the peace of God into the world, into this world at this time. What could be more important than that? What could be more valuable to the peace and the happiness of the whole world than this content? So thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And on behalf of the world that you are saving, thank you. All right. So here we go. It says, now, so it says a teacher of love. You become a teacher of love and you fulfill your part in the saving of the world when you, who always were completely spirit, now no longer see yourself as a body or even as in a body. So when you learn that you, who always were a spirit, are still only a spirit and don't see yourself as a body, that is how you are learning. That is how you take your part among the saviors of the world. I, who always was completely a spirit and no longer see myself as a body. Okay, so here is a big part of our function. Here's a big part of bringing our learning, completing our learning here, right? What am I here to learn? I'm here to learn that I, who have always been nothing but a spirit, am still, I, who always was a spirit, no longer see myself as a body. Now, when I get to the point where I no longer even see myself as in a body, then my learning is complete. But what am I here to learn? That I, who always was a spirit, no longer see myself as a body, which means I no longer see myself as limited. I no longer see myself as mortal. I no longer see myself as fallible and full of sin. I know I'm not this body. And the Course in Miracles says, when you know you're not a body, the fear of death leaves you. And when the fear of death leaves you, you really are free. You know, the Course says that the belief in death, is the illusion that holds all the other balloons, all the other illusions, like sickness and despair and loneliness and pain and suffering. Right. So when you no longer see yourself as a body and you have accepted that your reality is only spirit, then you really are free and you have learned what you came here to learn. So that's another way. We're talking about ways that we save our world. We're world saviors. That's our job. And like I said earlier, this is a job whose benefits package is the best in the whole universe, right? No matter what it is you do for your day job, your real vocation is to be a world savior, a world healer, a healer to your world. And it's very simple. It's not complicated. You don't have to go back to school for it. Like I said, you don't have to become a superhero and don your superhero cape. Saving the world is simpler than you think. It's really an acceptance of the truth about yourself, right? When you accept the truth about yourself, you are accepting the truth about everyone and everything. So really, it's just that simple, doing your own part and being wholly supported by the universe is just as simple as accepting the truth about yourself. But it takes a long time because our brainwashing has been very deep, and we have gone very, very, very deep into those illusions that we learned from the past. So even though accepting the truth about yourself is just as simple as going, oh, that makes sense. I accept that. You could do it in an instant. It seems to take a long time because of the depth of the brainwashing that we have all experienced. We've all been taught you're a body, you're limited to your body, you're going to die when your body dies, and you're guilty. You're separate, you're guilty, and you're a body. We've learned that since our first breath in a body, and no telling how many lifetimes we've been believing that. So, but that's what we're here to learn. And every single step in the learning of who and what we are is heavily, mightily supported. So you take one step in your learning of who you are, which is who everybody is, which is who God is. And then the universe rushes to help you, to help you to take that next step, to bring you what you need next to learn this. So, all right. I just love A Course in Miracles. It really truly is a miraculous curriculum. All you need do with this particular curriculum to get all of the power and the miracles and the cosmic universal support, honestly, is just to read it, even if you don't understand it. That's how powerful the truth is. You don't have to understand it to say yes to it and to gain all the power and all the healing that comes with it. Isn't that awesome? That's how amazing the truth is. All you have to do is say, yes, yes, I will listen to that. And then you get all the power, all the love that comes with it, all the miracles that come with it. So, that's why I always tell people, if you're going through something, just read the book or just listen to it. You don't even have to believe it, understand it, accept it, welcome it. You can resist it. But if you just listen to it, if you just read it, just listen to it, then you are allowing the power, the healing, miraculous power that is the truth to come to help you and to assist you. I just love that. Jimmy says, that's great because I don't understand much in life. Yes, me too. And, you don't have to, All we have to do is say, I will now let myself listen to the truth that I did not create. And so that reminds me to tell you that I have started recording the course again. I've been recording the course in my own voice since I was 19. But I just started recently a new project where I am reading the course starting at chapter 1. And I put beautiful music to it, professionally recorded it. And those recordings are available through my website, which is Divine Revolution ARQ. And if you need some course recordings to listen to when you're insane, that's what I listen to them. I'm like, if I'm too insane, and I mean, I know I'm in my ego, I just put it on a course recording. And sometimes I'm too insane to even open up the book. I'm too distracted, whatever, too tired, whatever. And in those cases, I put on a course recording where at least it's going in. It's going in. And you can't listen to your ego and listen to the course at the same time. So if you go check out my website and go check out those classes. I've made them so that they're very easy listening. I put very beautiful music with them, and I read them in a very meditative way, such that they can just go straight past the ego resistance in your mind. So check those out. Let me know what you think. Also, I've been posting all my writings there now to my blog as well. So my classes will be on my website very soon. You'll be able to access them very much on my YouTube or my Facebook page, but replays of my classes, my blog, my writings, my recordings, and all kinds of other good stuff. And also people who become members of my new website, I'm going to be doing a twice monthly Zoom session with people who, just want to sit and talk truth with each other and me. So go check out my website, become a member. You can become a member for free, and then there's also other levels of membership. But go become a member of my website, and maybe join me on the twice monthly Zoom call where it's just us talking truth. Okay. All right. Okay. And you can ask me all those questions you wanted to ask me, but we're too afraid to ask in public. All right. Yes. Oh, right on. Thank you, Naya. Okay. Okay, great. So, so beautiful. Now, when you, who've always been nothing but spirit, no longer see yourself as a body, you will accept that you are limitless, and you will accept that your thoughts are joined with God's forever and forever. When you have accepted the truth about yourself, then your perception of yourself will be based upon how God sees you, not how you see you. That's what it means to learn the truth about yourself. You finally see yourself, love yourself the way your creator does. Okay. I just want to love myself the way God does. Learning and enlightenment and awakening really means, I see myself the way God does. I love myself the way God does. God said I'm worthy of love no matter what I do or have done. Well, I love myself like that. God sees me as guiltless and sinless forever, no matter what I've done. And I do too. And to talk about the ultimate miracle, I mean, that's the ultimate miracle, where you come to see yourself as the one who created you, right? The Course says to see yourself as the way you learned you are, says that's blasphemy. That's you saying that your perception of yourself is truer than the one who actually created you. How arrogant. So the goal of learning here, the way that we take our place among the saviors of the world, is we start seeing ourselves and judging ourselves the way our creator does, right? And if the ego comes up and goes, well, there's something wrong with you. You're guilty. You should be ashamed of yourself. You have a problem. You're limited. We're learning how to go, well, okay, well, God, you're the one who created me. You're my author. You're the one who should know. So how is it you see me? How did you create me to be? And you only, and you join your judgment of yourself to God's. Okay. That's what it means to learn. That's how you learn to be happy and fulfilled and free. And that is how you take your part among the saviors of the world. You stop taking your word for yourself. You stop judging yourself according to what you learned about yourself in the past from people who didn't know the truth about you or themselves. And you only judge yourself according to your author, the one who created you, the one who knows what you are. You don't know who you are because you didn't create yourself. So stop acting like you did. Stop acting like you created yourself and you know what you are. You don't, especially if you're not happy. If you are not happy, blissed out, happy, healthy, wealthy, then you don't know the truth about yourself. You are wrong about yourself. Because if you knew the truth about yourself, then you could only be happy, healthy, wealthy, free, joyous, generous, loving, lovable, and and all the other words like that. All those other words for happy. All right, so just remember that. If you don't like the way you feel, if you're not loving yourself, you are not seeing yourself correctly, right? You're pretending that you created yourself and you're taking your word for it. And that's why you feel bad, right? So to learn and to take your part among the saviors of the world means that that your perception of yourself is based on God's judgment of you and not your own. And in this way, do you share God's knowledge and God's will? And this is how you bring God's knowledge to still deluded minds. That's a great description of the world. Still deluded minds, right? When you look around at the world, that's what you're going to see. That's what you're looking at. When you look at the world and you see a lot of people think they're separate, think they're guilty, walking alone, feeling separate, feeling depressed, being angry, you're looking at still deluded minds. But when you decide that you are going to only judge yourself according to your author, then that's how you bring the loving truth about yourself and everyone to still deluded minds. And you accept it for yourself, you bring it to still deluded minds. Wow. It says that you are forever one. You're forever one. You'll always be one because you are as God created you. You're always going to be one with all of creation, one with all life, one with everyone, one with God, one within yourself, one with the plants, one with the animals, one with the sky, one with the universe. You're always going to be one because that's the way God created you to be. Because God only creates one. That's it. There's one truth, one love, one creation, one source, and that's the truth, that truth and oneness, that truth is oneness is truth. Okay. And everything else is the dream that we fell asleep and now are dreaming, that produces war and disease and disaster and pain and suffering. So Thank you, Shahira. Bridget says, I am as God created me. One love. Yes, that's right. hmm That's so beautiful. I swear, listening to the course to me is like, it's like having a waterfall of healing grace just flowing over me, taking away my fear and my pain and my guilt and my worry and my concerns. It's like what the course calls it, a blanket of surety and protection and comfort covering you. That's the way the truth feels to me. It's just healing. It's like healing waters just coming over me, washing my mind clean of all the fear and the frantic fantasies that tell me that I should be terrified all the time. That's the ego. You should be afraid and you should feel guilty and ashamed all the time. No exception. Well, thank you for sharing, ego. All right. Well, at least you're consistent, ego. At least you're obvious. All right. Now it says now when you have accepted the truth about yourself, you have accepted your true self, the self we all share, the universal self. Okay. It says that's how you are saved yourself. That's how you are healed yourself. When you accept the truth about yourself, your one self, your universal and eternal self, when you accept the one self that you share with all of creation and source, that's what it means to be saved, right? It's not like, oh, I once was guilty and somebody outside of myself gave me absolution because I begged real good and obeyed the rules. That's not what it means to be saved. It means I have accepted myself as I was created by God, who was only love, and I have accepted my true self as my one self, my universal self that is one with all of creation and source. That's what it means to be healed. And that is ultimately how you save the world, right? Remember, saving the world happens naturally as you accept the truth about yourself. That's why A Course in Miracles says that the teacher or healer's one responsibility is to accept the truth for themselves. Don't worry about other people. Don't waste your time trying to fix other people and tell other people the truth and try to get other people to accept the truth about themselves. Don't worry about that. That is not how you save the world. That's not how you save other people, right? How many times is it when you went to go tell somebody what they should do or what they should believe, did that person go, oh, thank you so much, I feel so much better, now I've accepted the truth for myself? Never, right? The only way to save another, to help another, to be helpful is to accept the truth for yourself. And then whatever comes through you after that is going to naturally be helpful. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your effort trying to save other people through any other way besides accepting the truth for yourself. Okay. That's all you got to do. And then watch the miracles. Watch the miracles. Sometimes when I'm in the presence of somebody who's suffering or upset or angry with me or whatever, as they are expressing their upset, their anger, their worry, the first thing that I've learned to do through A Course in Miracles is to remember for myself, I am innocent. I'm not my body. I am guiltless. We are one. There is no sin. As they're talking, as they're expressing, as they're screaming, as they're crying, as they're whatever, I I take that time not to think about what I need to tell them so that they can change. Right? I I just focus on remembering the truth for myself. There is no sin. We are not separate. God is only love. We are not separate. This person is a part of me. I'm a part of them. Whatever it is, I just allow myself to remember the truth for myself, and then usually, even if I don't open my mouth, that person will say, "Wow, I feel so much better," or something will come to me that is coming through me that is the perfect thing that really was helpful, right? But it didn't come from me being like, well, let me tell you what you need to do. Um, it came through as I focused on accepting the truth for myself while they were venting or whatever it is that they were doing. So it's just such an amazing way to be a powerful healer without doing anything. How great is that? I want to be a healer. I want to be helpful, but I don't know what to do. Like Demi was saying, I don't know what's going on most of the time. And I'm, as a Libra, I kind of got a lazy streak in me. So like, tell me how I can do the most good without doing the least that I can do. I mean, Course in Miracles is a lazy man's guide to enlightenment, no doubt about it. It's like, tell me how to save the world without me having to like take on a burden and become the superhero that, dies of exhaustion. This is a way for you to experience the complete fulfillment of fulfilling your function of being a savior to your world without being burdened, without having to do much at all. Of Course in Miracles says, never, never was so much given for so little asked. It's like, you'll be given everything for becoming a teacher of love, a healer for your world. You'll be given everything you ever dreamed of in your heart. But you'll have to do so little. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to become famous. You don't have to become rich and famous. You don't have to like control a lot of people. You don't have to take on a big empire. Literally, there is a way for you to save your world without doing anything except remembering the truth for yourself when you need it. And that's my kind of path, I'm going to tell you. Total Libra path. And in every sign path. Okay. Now we're in paragraph 2. I love it. Preach, Anna. Save yourself first. Exactly. It's like when you're on an airplane and they tell you if the cabin should depressurize, the mask will drop down. Put the mask on yourself first before you put it on your child. It's the same concept here. You can't really be helpful to others if you are not saving yourself first, which means remembering the truth for yourself first. Yeah, I mean, just try it. If you're with somebody and they are crying, yelling, screaming, upset, projecting, angry, whatever, while they are emoting, while they're doing it, you just listen and you tell yourself the truth. There is no sin. We are not separate. Spirit is with us. Spirit, be you in charge. Spirit, work through me. There is no sin. We are not separate. I'm not a body. They are not a body. Whatever it is, whatever truth you can remember. And then just see what happens. It's the most miraculous thing. You may not open your mouth and they say, wow, thank you. You've helped me so much. You're so wise. And you may not have even opened your mouth. So, okay. Now, when you do all this that we've been talking about in paragraph 2, it says, this is how you go from being a child of man to a child of God. Now, you go from like, I'm a human to I'm a child of God. This is how you go from being just a human body to being a creation of God, right? Creation of life. Now, it's not really a change. It's just a change of mind. That's it, right? You just go from like, oh, I thought I was a limited, mortal, fallible, full of sin human. And now I realize I am a creation of the eternal. Oh, awesome. And so nothing changed, nothing except your mind, you know. Beautiful. It's just a change of mind. You accepting who you are is not any kind of change like, now I was once human and now I'm an alien. No, it's just a change of mind. That's it. So simple. All right. Now, nothing external alters. It's just that now everything internal reflects only the love of God. That's the only change that occurs. When you learn and you accept your part in the healing of humanity, nothing external changes. You still live where you live, you still got your body, you still have your relationships, you still do what you do here in the world. Nothing external changes. When you become what you are, when you take your place among the saviors of the world, nothing external changes. It's just that now everything internal reflects only the love of God, right? That's all that happens. It's just internal change. And it says, and now that you have experienced this internal change, now where you go from I was a human, guilty, fallible, full of sin, and mortal, and scared all the time, you go to now you no longer fear God, because now your mind sees no cause for punishment. Isn't that interesting? When your mind sees no cause for punishment because you're not full of guilt and shame, because you're not giving guilt and shame anymore. When you're not giving guilt and shame anymore, you're not using it as a weapon for manipulation anymore. Now you don't experience guilt and shame anymore because you're not giving guilt and shame anymore. You're not using guilt and shame anymore as a weapon for getting your way. And you're not using the weapon of guilt and shame anymore. So you don't feel guilt and shame anymore. And when you're not feeling guilt and shame anymore, then you stop requesting unconsciously punishment from the universe. And when you're not requesting punishment anymore because you're not full of guilt and shame anymore, because you're not using it against other people, now you don't fear God. Isn't that interesting? That fearing God comes because you're afraid of punishment. When you're afraid of God, it's because you're afraid of punishment, thinking that God has a punishing intent for you. Now, of course, in Miracles tells us that the only time you could believe that God is punishing is when you're projecting onto God, because that's what you are doing. So God is not the author of punishment. God doesn't believe in punishment. God doesn't use punishment. God didn't come up with punishment. That is a man-made lie, punishment. That is a man-made concept that has been projected onto God. Now, this is telling us that when you use guilt and shame as a weapon for manipulation of others, then you can't help but feel guilt and shame yourself. And whenever you feel guilt and shame, you are unconsciously requesting punishment. Wow. But when you are not using it anymore against others, you're not going to feel guilt and shame yourself, and you're not going to be asking for punishment unconsciously, and then you won't be fearing God. Isn't that interesting? That's where the fear of God really comes from. That whole thing from the Old Testament about, God fearing, being a God fearing person, that's all projection. Thank God. Total projection. Yeah, that whole thing, like, well, I'm a good God-fearing Christian, or I'm a good God-fearing Jew. It's like, that's a total misunderstanding of God. All right. I love that. Now, it says that God's teachers appear to be many, don't we? God's teachers appear to be many because Many teachers of love is what the world needs. So God's teachers appear to be many because that's what the world needs. Lots of teachers of love. That's what the world needs. Lots of teachers of love. What does the world need more than that? Anything? Does the world need more money? Does the world need more control? Does the world need more satellites? Does the world need more electronics? And does the world need more pain? Does the world need more guilt and shame? No. The world needs more teachers of love. That's what the world needs. And because the world needs lots of teachers of love, then that's why the teachers of love appear as many. So according to this, that we as teachers of love are one. We really are. But because the world needs a lot of teachers of love, then we, the teachers of love, appear as many. Yet, because we, the teachers of love, are joined in one purpose and a purpose that we share with God, then how can we, the teachers of love, be separate from each other? So, as teachers of love, we share one purpose, and so we are one. Course in Miracles says, if you share a purpose, you are one. And we, as teachers of love, share one purpose, the teaching of love, bringing the love of God into this world. Because we share one purpose, we are one. We're just one. But because the world needs lots of teachers of love, then we, the teachers of love, who are really one, appear as many. Now, and also it's reminding us that because we share a purpose of bringing the love of God into this world, we are one. You know, as teachers of love, we are one. I know it seems like we're many, but we're really one because we share a purpose. We share one purpose. So the Course in Miracles says, those who share one purpose share one mind. Right? I love it. Teachers of love. Shahir says, say that 1,000 times. Exactly. Now, what does it matter if we, the teachers of love, appear in many forms? Our minds are one, and our joining is complete. And God works through us, the teachers of love, now as one. God's working through us as one. Wow, I love it. And God works through us, teachers of love, as one because we are one. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful to know that you are one with all the teachers of love? All the teachers of love. So no need for competition or comparison or anything like that. When we share a purpose of bringing the love of God and the peace of God into this world, and we share a purpose, then we are one. So all the teachers of love, whatever form they take, no matter how many forms that we take, we are one. So think about that. How beautiful is that? And how can you feel alone when you are one with all the teachers of love? How beautiful is that? No competition, no comparison. There's not one teacher of love that's needed more or less than any of the others. We're all needed equally at this time, and we're all one. And the world needs every single one of us. Every single one of us. There's not one teacher of love. There's not one person who said, I want to be a teacher of love, that the world doesn't need. And so the moment you say, I want to take my part in the healing of humanity, let me tell you, the Course in Miracles tells you that the universe will immediately bring to you those it knows can receive that love through you in just the way it comes through you. There's no teacher of love that has no students. The minute that you take your part, the universe is like, fabulous, because I got some people over here who are proximity, and they need it just like what comes through you. So there is a what does the Course say? There's a role, there's a part to play for every teacher of God. And the moment that you decide that you want to take your part, and healing of humanity, then your students, the people who can receive that through you, just the way it comes through you, they will seek you. The moment you're ready to fulfill your role, they are ready for theirs. They will start seeking you and they will find you. That's not a maybe. That's not a hopefully. That's not if you only have a YouTube channel. That's a given. The moment you say, I am ready, they will be ready and the universe will send them. That's the way it works. Right. So don't worry about trying to find your students. They will be sent to you. They are sent to you. Right. So just remember that. There is a what's the word? There's a curriculum for every teacher of love. And remember, what is a teacher of love? That's just somebody who said, I want to bring more love into the world. I want to bring more peace into the world. I do, because it needs it. And that would make me happy. Anybody who has said that, then immediately the Course says that the people who've been sent to you, who can receive it through you best, exactly the way you do it naturally, they are ready and they will be sent to you. They will find their way to you. And that's not a maybe, that's a given. All right. Beautiful. You guys are awesome. I love it. I love it. You got your own little hallelujah choir going on here. It's so beautiful. Talking to each other. It's beautiful. It's all about joining. We are the teachers of love and we are one. We are. All the teachers of love are one. And we just appear in different forms. And we appear in different forms because that's what the world needs. The world needs lots of us, right? And it doesn't matter how many different forms we seem to take. Our minds are one and our joining is complete. It's so beautiful. You're in really, really good company. You're not alone. Now we're in paragraph 3. So then it says, well, why is the illusion of many teachers of love necessary? Well, the illusion of many teachers of love is necessary only because reality is not understandable to the deluded. So that's why the illusion of many teachers of love is necessary, because reality is not understandable to the deluded. That's what it means to be deluded, is that people who are deluded, they don't understand reality. They don't understand reality. And they're deluded because only a very few can hear God's voice at all. Right. Most people don't know they can hear the voice of God. Most people don't want to hear the voice for God. And that's the only reason why they seem to not be able to hear the voice of God, because they don't think that they can and they don't want to. They don't want to hear God's voice, right? Most people are certain that they heard the voice of God, that the voice of God would be telling them to sacrifice and do something they didn't want to do. Because that's what we learned about God, that God was always demanding sacrifice, right? But that was a complete projection. That's what we do to others. But it says, so most people cannot hear the voice for God themselves, not because it's not possible, but because they're not seeking that, right? And so it says only a very few can hear God's voice at all. And even those who can hear God's voice, even they cannot communicate God's messages directly through the Spirit which gave those messages. Okay. So the world, those who are still deluded, those who don't realize that they can hear the voice of God, they need mediums through which communication becomes possible to those who don't realize that they are spirit. So those who don't realize that they are only spirit, they need mediums. They need people who are still in bodies who can teach them that they are spirit, that they are only spirit. Those who don't know that they are spirit need other people who are still in bodies to tell them, hey, you are only spirit. You are spirit. You are deathless. You are unlimited. You are free. Okay. So that's why the teachers of God in bodies are needed. Many teachers of love in bodies are needed so that those who don't know they can hear the voice of God can hear. They need a medium through which they can hear that they are spirit. Okay. That's why that's the right purpose of the body. Now, a body they can see. A body they can see, and a voice coming through a body they can understand and listen to without the fear that the truth would find in them. That's why the illusion of many, many teachers of God in bodies is so needed and important in the world, because most people don't know they are spirits, and they literally cannot hear that that's what they are until they see a body and hear a voice uh, communicating the truth to them about themselves. And it says, so do not forget that the truth can come only where the truth is welcomed without fear. So for most people, if a disincarnate being of light manifested in front of them and said, "You're only spirit," so they would pass out. They would freak out. They would become afraid. They would think they were losing their mind, right? That, in other words, most people, if they were to encounter truth in its raw spirit state, would be terrified. And so they need the truth coming through a body for them to not be afraid of the truth. If they were to perceive truth in its pure state, spirit light, they'd be terrified, right? So they need to hear the truth coming to them through a body and a voice that they can see and hear and touch, so that they're not terrified. Says, and that's why we, love's teachers, need a body. That hear that. That's why we need a body, because most people cannot encounter the pure truth of spirit without fear, right? Most people just would be terrified if a being of light manifested in front of them and said, "You know, you're only spirit, right?" Okay, and so that's why most humans need to hear the truth coming through a body, right? And that's why it was to say that's why we need a body so that we can give truth to other people without terrifying them. We need a body. We need a body because most humans unity could not be recognized directly. You know, they can't recognize their unity directly without being terrified, right? Think about how you would feel right now if a disincarnate being manifested in front of you and said, "Now you know you're only spirit, right?" Right? You might, doubt your right mind. You might be afraid, But if somebody walked up to you, on the street and said, "Hey, remember you're only spirit," I'm like, "Oh yeah, right on, yeah, oh yeah, right on." Then you can accept that truth without fear. That's why we, the teachers of love, need a body so that people can hear the truth without fear. All right. Yes. Yes. She here says God fearing, meaning God revering. Yes, I love that. God fearing, the correct interpretation is God revering. Beautiful. Okay, so all right, how you guys doing out there? I'm gonna take a breath here. We just finished paragraph 3. How we all doing? Just so you remember where we're at. We're here. All right. Okay, now while I'm taking a break, I just want to remind you guys, starting next month, I'm going to be doing all my broadcasting of my classes on my new Facebook page. which is Anna Rebecca Quinn, teacher, healer, visionary teacher, healer. So there's the link. So I won't be broadcasting next month from this old Facebook page. So my new Facebook page is Anna Rebecca Quinn, teacher, visionary, healer. I forget the order. And that's the link right there. And that's where you can find my classes on Facebook. And also still be broadcasting on my YouTube page as well. But if you wouldn't mind, go check out that new Facebook page and follow, so that enables me all the sooner to broadcast only from there. I can't broadcast my classes from my new Facebook page until I think I have 100 followers. So if you wouldn't mind, go to that page and follow, so that we can go there sooner than later. All right. And thank you for that. Okay, great. Okay, here we go. Paragraph number 4. You guys are doing great. Doing great. Okay. What is it that makes us, and thank you, Shahira, for that beautiful, beautiful love offering right there. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. And you guys too, if you would like to make a financial expression of appreciation, then you can do a super chat here from YouTube, or you can go to my website and do it from there. Thank you. Thank you, Shahira. Okay. Now, what is it that makes us good teachers and healers? What enables us to save our world? Okay. We are the saviors of this world. We are, right? And how do we do that? Well, what makes us teachers of love and healers is our recognition of the proper purpose of the body. So it was just saying earlier, we need a body so that we can communicate the truth to people who would be too afraid to see the truth and hear the truth without a body, right? They'd be too terrified. So what makes us teachers and healers, saviors for the world, is our recognition of the proper purpose of the body, right? So what's the proper purpose of our body? Okay. The proper purpose of our body is to allow the truth to come through us to others, so they can hear the truth without the fear that they would be encountering if that truth came to them without a body, right? I mean, often, like, if somebody's to hear the truth in their mind, that also might frighten them. Oh my God, I'm hearing voices. Am I schizophrenic? I'm hearing voices. Or if we said a being of light, it manifested in front of them, telling them the truth, they would doubt their own right mind. So they need to hear the truth coming through a body, because that is not frightening for them. And so that's why we need a body. And what makes us good teachers, saviors, and healers is that we know that that's the only purpose, the only proper purpose of our bodies. That's what the Course in Miracles says. What makes us good teachers and healers is that we know that the proper purpose of our body is to be a communication device for truth, for those who can't hear the truth for themselves, who would be afraid to hear the truth in their own mind or to see it manifest without a body, right? Now, and so as we, the teachers of love, the saviors of the world, as we advance in our profession as teachers and healers and saviors of the world, we become more and more certain that our body's function is only to let love's voice speak through our body to human ears. Let's take a breath on that. As we advance in our profession as teachers and healers for the world, we become more and more certain that our body's only function is to let love speak through our body to human ears. That's it. And these ears that hear love's voice, those ears will carry to the mind of the hearer messages which are not of this world. And then those folks' mind will then understand these messages that come through our body because of the source of the messages that are coming through our body. Wow. And from this understanding that the only proper function of our body is to allow God's voice to come through our bodies, to what? To allow love's voice to speak through our bodies to human ears. From this understanding will come the recognition in us, the new teachers of love, of what our body's purpose is, which means the only use there really is for the body. Wow. Isn't that interesting? So you're not made a savior and a teacher and a healer because, because you've mastered teaching and healing. You become an effective, productive teacher and healer because you realize that the only purpose of your body is to allow the voice of love to come through your body to reach human ears. So I don't become a teacher and healer when I'm enlightened. I become an effective teacher and healer when I realize the only purpose of my body is to allow the voice of love to come through my body to reach human ears who would be too afraid to hear it any other way. That is what makes us effective teachers and healers, saviors of our world. It's not like, oh, I became enlightened. And that's why I'm able now to be such a great teacher and healer. No. It's really only this body its only purpose is to be a channel, to be a vehicle by which the voice of love can come through my body to reach human ears, to remind them of the truth that they just couldn't hear any other way except through a body without being afraid. That's what makes you an effective teacher and healer, a savior of your world. So don't worry about trying to become enlightened. That's not how you become a savior to your world, right? It's so beautiful. I just love that. Now, this lesson that the only proper purpose of my body is to allow the voice for love to come through my body to reach human ears says, this lesson is enough to let the thought of unity come in your mind so that you can recognize that what is one is one. Wow. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Thank you so much. So beautiful. I love this curriculum. I don't have to understand it. I don't have to do anything but accept it and share it. And it just produces the real world. It produces your real life. It produces real happiness. All right, so this is where we're at for those of you who are just coming in. And we're still on paragraph 4, and we're on sentence 6. Now, we, the teachers of love, we appear to share the illusion of separation. But because of what we use our bodies for, we don't believe in the illusion of separation, despite appearances of separation. Just because we use our bodies that appear to be separate doesn't mean that we believe that we are separate. Teachers of love are learning that we're not separate. And as we recognize the only purpose of our body is to allow the voice of truth to come through our body to reach human ears, that's how we realize finally, once and for all, that we really are one. If if the voice for love coming through my body, reaching your human ears, releases not only you but releases me, well, what does that mean? If when the voice of love comes through my body that releases you also releases me, what does that mean about us? That is our proof that we must be one. If something's coming through me and it helps you, it also helps me, that means we're one. That's our proof that we're one. Okay. So as we function as channels for the voice of love, that's how it's proved to us that we're one. Okay. Now it says, so now we're on paragraph 5. All right, how we doing? We're doing time. Let me see where we're at. Okay, great. So there's only 6 paragraphs here, and we're on paragraph 5. So, okay, so maybe we'll try to finish this lesson. So beautiful. All right. Okay. Thank you all so much for being here. I so appreciate you being here. It's so wonderful. It feels so great connecting with you guys. It feels so miraculous. It feels so good. There's nothing that feels better to me than sharing truth with you. Nothing. That's how I know we're one. Okay. The central lesson is always this for the teachers, for the saviors of the world. The central lesson for the saviors of the world, that's you, the teachers of love, the healers of the world. The central lesson for the teachers and healers and saviors of the world is, drum roll please, that what you use the body for, the body will become to you. We'll say it again. What you use your body for, the body will become for you. What you use the body for, the body will become to you. What are you using your body for? If you're using your body so that the voice of love can come through your body to reach human ears to remind them that they are spirit, then now your body is a beautiful lesson in communion. Now your body is a touchstone to the loving thoughts of God. Now your body is a holy channel, okay, a holy vessel, which means a happy vessel, which means a healthy vessel. Okay. Now, if you use your body for something else, like sin, like guilt, if you're using your body for guilt, and you're using your body for control, and you're using your body for fear, if you're using your body to give other people guilt, to manipulate and control them, then you're using your body for attack. And then you will see your body as guilty. You will feel ashamed of your body. You will what? You will see your body as sinful. You'll see it as guilty. You'll feel ashamed of it. It'll feel like a burden. Have you ever felt ashamed by your body, how it looks, what it does? Have you ever felt ashamed of your body, what your body has, what it looks like, what it does? Have you ever felt guilty about your body? I know that's a rhetorical question, but according to this, if you feel ashamed of your body, if you feel sick in your body, if your body feels like a prison, if you feel like your body is a burden, if you feel like you are ashamed of your body, it's not because your body is shameful. It's not because your body is guilty. It's not because your body is defective. It's because, according to this, that you are using your body for guilt and attack instead of using your body to allow the voice of love to come through your body to remind other people that they're innocent and that they are only spirit, that they're not their bodies. What makes us saviors in this world is that we are using our bodies only to reach other people who think they are their bodies, to remind them that they are not their bodies. They are spirit. They are guiltless. They are free. They're not your body. If you're not your body, you don't have anything to feel guilty about, you know. If you're not your body, you don't have to worry about anything. So, what makes us teachers and healers that save our world is our understanding and our recognition of the proper function of our bodies as just vehicles channels through which the voice of love comes through them to reach people who think they are bodies, to remind them that they are not their bodies. Okay. Now, remember, the central lesson for the teachers and healers of the world is this: that what you use your body for, the body will become to you. If you use your body for something besides allowing the voice of love to come to reach human ears, to remind them they're innocent, they're not their bodies, then you're using your body for guilt and attack. And you will see your body as sinful, and you will feel ashamed and embarrassed and burdened by your body. And because you see your body as guilty, you'll see your body as weak, and then your body will suffer, and then your body will die. Wow. According to A Course in Miracles, that's where physical suffering comes from. That's even where physical death comes from. Wow. Okay. But if you use your body for the purpose of bringing the word of love, the word of God, which is you are spirit, to those who don't have that word, who don't have understanding, then your body becomes holy. What does that mean? What does it mean to have your body become holy? Doesn't that sound great? How you feel? My body is holy, right? If you use your body only as a medium, a channel, a communication device for love, that love, the voice for love might reach human ears to remind them they are not their bodies, then your body becomes holy. Now, what does it mean when the body becomes holy? It means, well, now the body can't be sick and the body can't die. Wow, that's deep. And then when you are only using your body as a communication device, that the voice for love might come through your body to human ears, then when your body's usefulness is done, your body's just laid by. And that's all. Oh, that sounds nice. Okay, so you're saying that there's a way to use my body such that when my body's usefulness is done, I just lay it by, and that's all. Now, that is the kind of escape from my body, or what you might call death. That's what I want to do. That's the kind of, quote, death, physical death I want to experience. You know, in other words, there's a way to use your body in such a way that when its usefulness of being a channel for the voice of love is done, then you just lay it aside. You just lay it by, and that's it. That's it. There's no violence in the exiting, the laying down of your body. There is, according to this, and I'm going for that. That's what I'm going for. I want to use my body for such a healing purpose, for the saving of humanity, for the healing of humanity, such that when the usefulness of my body as a communication device for truth is no longer necessary, that I just lay my body aside. I just lay it aside, and that's it. I love hearing that. And that's so motivating. That motivates me so much to remember the proper purpose of my body. Remember, this is telling us that what makes us good teachers and healers and saviors of the world is our remembrance of the proper purpose of the body. Right? That's what makes us good, effective teachers and healers and saviors of the world. We're not putting our focus on the body. What can my body get? What does my body need? What's my body look like? Who's my body have? What does my body have? Oh, trying to fear the death of the body. No, the saviors and teachers and healers of the world, they are like, hey, the only proper purpose of my body is that that the voice of love would come through my body to human ears to remind them that they are not their bodies, they are spirit, they are deathless, they are guiltless. That makes my body become holy. That is what enables me to just lay my body aside when the usefulness of my body is done. And now, hi, Carla. Lovely to see you. And hi, Greg. All right. Greg says, best healthcare plan ever. That is for sure. Best healthcare plan, best insurance plan ever. So, truly, this is not only is this the way for us to fulfill our function as saviors to our world, but it is also the way to have the most peaceful, easy experience in our bodies. Oh, my goodness. Who doesn't want that? Okay. And so remember, there's two purposes you can use your body for. Two. One is to see your body as nothing but a communication device. So for the voice of love to come through your body to reach other people who think they are a body, to remind them they're not a body and they're guiltless. Or you can use your body to give guilt to other people, to manipulate them to do in their bodies whatever you think would make you happy. Those are the two uses of the body. And one use of the body, using your body for guilt to manipulate others to do what you think would make you happy, that is the purpose for the body that makes the body sick, and that's where suffering comes from. The other purpose is to use your body's communication for the voice of God, to reach human ears, because they can't hear it any other way right now. Okay? Those are the two purposes. Now, it says, now the mind makes this decision about when the body's usefulness is done and the body is laid by. The mind makes that decision. Okay? The mind of the teacher and the healer, the savior of the world, the mind of the teacher and healer and savior makes that decision as to when the body is laid aside. Just like the mind makes all decisions which are responsible for the body's conditions. Yet the teachers and saviors of the world do not make this decision about when the body's usefulness is done and is laid by. They don't make this decision alone. To do that would be to give the body another purpose from the purpose that makes the body holy. God's voice will tell you when you have fulfilled your role, just as God's voice will tell you what your function is. You don't suffer. The teachers and the healers of humanity, they don't suffer either in going or remaining. The teachers and the healers of the world, they don't suffer either in going from the body or remaining in the body, because sickness is now impossible to the saviors and the teachers of the world, because now the saviors and the teachers have accepted the only role for their body to be a channel, a communication device for the voice of love to speak through it to human ears. Okay, so when you recognize the proper purpose of your body, now what does it say? Now you don't suffer either in staying in your body, and you don't suffer in leaving your body. How about that? I love that. I don't suffer staying in my body, and I don't suffer leaving my body, because I've accepted the one proper function for my body, and that's all I use my body for. And that's what makes me a savior to my world, right? Because why is my world in need of saving? Because they don't know the truth about themselves. They don't know they're not their bodies. They don't know they're only spirit. And so they're using their bodies for guilt and shame and sin, and now they experience suffering in their bodies. Okay, so That's why our world is in need of saving. And like I said in the last paragraph, I know I'm going a little bit over, guys, so bear with me. It says, paragraph 6, the last paragraph, oneness and sickness cannot coexist. We, the saviors and healers of the world, we choose to look on dreams a while, and it is a conscious choice. For we have learned that all choices are made consciously. That means with full awareness of their consequences. Yes, the dream says otherwise, but who would put their faith in dreams once dreams are recognized for what they are? Awareness of dreaming is the real function of the saviors of the world. Awareness of dreaming. I am dreaming. Okay, let's see. Death seems real. Separation seems real. Sickness seems real. I must be dreaming. Awareness of dreaming. Not only the awareness of the proper function of the body is what makes us teachers and healers, saviors to the world, but awareness of dreaming. It's like doing what they call it, not conscious dreaming, but the word will come to me. But that is our real function as saviors of the world, awareness of dreaming. Okay. I can see separation and sickness, and it seems like lack and death are real. Okay, must be dreaming. Check, must be dreaming. And so we, the teachers and the healers of the world, we watch the dream figures come and go, shift and change, suffer and die. Yet we, the teachers and healers of the world, are not deceived by what we see. We recognize that to behold people as sick and separate is no more real than to behold separate people as healthy and beautiful. Unity alone is not a thing of dreams. The only thing that's not of dreams, the only thing that's not a dream is unity. The only thing that's not a dream is unity. Okay. But if you're seeing separation, disaster, disunity, and pain, you know you must be dreaming, because only unity is reality. Oneness, no death. And it is this that we, the saviors of the world, acknowledge as behind the dream, where people seem to come and go, be born, die. It's beyond all seeing and yet truly ours. Lucid dreaming. Thank you. Somebody would come up with that. Lucid dreaming. Okay. So just like sometimes people practice becoming aware in their dream state, we are doing the same thing. And that's what we do as teachers and saviors of the world. We realize, okay, if I'm seeing death and sin and suffering and loss and people seeming to be born and then dying, people coming and going, then that must be a dream. The only thing that's not a dream is oneness, unity. All right. So, okay, guys, we finished that section. It's a miracle. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you. Carla says oneness and sickness cannot coexist. Yes, may we be aware of the dream we're in when we see sickness. Amen. And may we, when we see that sickness and separation, may we remember that the only purpose of our bodies is to allow the voice for love to come through our bodies, to reach human ears, to remind them that they are not their bodies and that they are not guilty and they are not separate. Okay. Okay. Now I want to tell you guys about the next Course in Miracles play shop that Carla and I are doing. And it's such a beautiful, powerful topic. I just love it. It's called Cultivating Miracles Through Community Connection. Okay. So this is talk about the correction and the healing of the belief in separation, right? If the only reality is unity, then only as we are seeing and perceiving and experiencing unity, are we experiencing reality and all the joy and abundance that comes with that. So that is what Carla and I are going to be focusing on in our next Course in Miracles play shop, which is an in-person workshop at the Miracle Center on May 3rd, I think it is. I think it's May 3rd, if I'm seeing that correctly. Carla, if I'm getting the date wrong, but I think it's May 3rd. And so if you would like to join us for that, and we call it a play shop because we're going to play, we're going to laugh, and we're going to play, and we're going to hear what A Course in Miracles has to say about our essential unity and how we can experience that and play with that and get all the healing. What do we say? Sickness and oneness cannot coexist. Sickness and oneness cannot coexist. So only as we remember our unity and our oneness and experience that and enjoy that, that is how we heal. Essentially, that's what healing really means. I mean, that line is perfect for this workshop. Oneness and sickness cannot coexist. And so, thank you. And then Carlos has reminded us that you can register for that as well at my website. Thank you for that. And so if you are going to be in Denver, if you'd like to come into Denver for that, just check that out. And we need you to register in advance so that we can know how many booklets and lunches to prepare and things like that. So if you want to come into Denver, come on down. And if you are in the Denver area and you would like to experience some of the oneness that is reality that also heals all sickness, come on down. That's what we're going to be doing. So beautiful. So that's that. And now, all right, nice. As I took a screenshot, will be a blast. Beautiful. Have you created an event on Facebook? Yes, we have. Thank you, Naya. Location and info. She would love to come. Beautiful. So Naya, yes, Carla has created a Facebook invite as well as an Eventbrite invite. Thank you. All right. Yes. Thank you, Carla. Awesome. You guys are so awesome. Love you guys. All right. So guys, now we're just going to take like 2 minutes and do an integration meditation where we just take the ideas and we are just going to like be with them with some music for just 2 minutes. And thank you for being here. I just appreciate you all more than I can say. Truly, our oneness is the healing, truly my healing. And so I need you for my healing as much as you need me for your healing, as much as we need God for our healing, which means our happiness. So, all right. So now I want you guys to just, if you are not driving and you are able, just close your eyes and take a breath. I'll turn up the music a little bit. Here we go. Okay. All right. Just want you to breathe. Just close your eyes if you're able and breathe, and just notice how you feel right now, having heard these ideas in the company of such beautiful, beautiful, powerful, mighty companions who are also teachers of love, which means that whom you are one with. Okay. Okay. Just breathe and feel. Listen to the music if you can hear it. I'll put the music right here. Okay. All right, let's do something practical here. I want you to bring to your awareness a situation right now where you are experiencing any kind of sickness, body, mind, or spirit. And sickness is any form of dis-ease, where you don't feel safe, where you don't feel supported, where you don't feel abundant, where you don't feel fulfilled, where you feel afraid, where you feel ashamed, where you have body problems. I want you to bring that situation where you are experiencing some sort of sickness, body, mind, or spirit. Bring it to your awareness and take a breath. We're now going to bring this sickness, body, mind, or spirit, to the truth, to be healed by truth. Truth and sickness cannot coexist. Now, I want you to look into this situation, and I want you to look into this situation and ask yourself, where in this situation or relationship was I using my body for guilt and attack? Where was I using my body to give guilt or shame for my own separate purposes? Where, how and where in this situation have I been using my body for guilt, to give guilt, to receive guilt, to manipulate through guilt? Where have I been using my body, hurting my body, that someone else might feel guilty enough to do what I want them to do? How have I been not using my body as a communication device for love, to come through my body, to reach human ears, to remind them that they are not their body and they are not guilty? And take a breath. And tell yourself, I'm not suffering in my body because that's natural. I'm not suffering in my body because I'm a victim of the world. My body is suffering because I am misusing my body as a weapon of separation instead of a channel for the voice for love. Tell yourself the truth. And breathe. All right, and now let us rededicate our body as a communication device, a channel through which the voice of love can come through it to reach human ears, to remind them of their innocent, guiltless spirit truth. I rededicate my body to be only love's communication device. Love, I give you my body right here, right now. The only thing that I would have be accomplished with my body right now, from this moment forward, is that you would use my body, love, to reach still deluded minds who do not know they are only spirit, and remind them that they are only spirit and that there is no sin, and that love's will for them is only perfect happiness. I give you my body, God. I give you every cell in my body. I give you my eyes, my ears, my brain, my heart, my lungs, my bones, my muscles, my hands, my feet. I give you this body in total, down to every cell and molecule in my body. The only purpose I would have for my body is that it would be your mouthpiece, God. And reach the still deluded minds who don't know that they're only spirit. Take my body, God, and use it. And let this new purpose for my body cleanse my body of all of my old, unholy, unloving purposes that I have used my body for in the past. Like attack, like guilt, like getting. My only purpose is to bring the peace of God into this world. And now the only purpose my body has is the same. Thank you, God. All right, guys. Okay, there I am. Thank you all. I appreciate you all more than I can say. And I will see you next time I see you.